Well, hello, how are you? Good to be here. It is Monday, 21st of July. Hope you're having a good day. No Monday fun day today. Couple of reasons. Jane's not quite feeling up to it. She's fine. But we've been literally been chasing our tail all day today with bits and pieces. So I decided I'd just come on my own. She might join in a bit. You never know. So stay tuned for that. Once again, apologies for not being around for the last 3 days. July is my busy time for what work I do on the markets. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I put in a 36-hour shift and did roughly 25,000 steps each day. So quite a long day on all of those, and it will be the same this weekend coming. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this coming weekend. Again, I won't be around because we have another show that I'm working on in Malvern, actually, at Three Counties Showground. So that'll be good, and maybe possibly even the Thursday afternoon, but I'll keep you posted on that as well. I wanted to come on, obviously, today, talk about the O News number 5 pop up that we saw. Because I haven't spoken to you guys about that, and also endurance, I wanted to as well, because I think from what we've been hearing through the O News and everything, I thought it was a really good topic to go over. So let's just recap a little bit and have a look at a bit of an overview of our O News that we saw couple of days ago now in our back office. Um, Before I get into it, I think it's really important to look back over the O News that we've had so far. Very easy to do, by the way. If you don't know how to do it, log into your OES, that pop up at the top where it says O News, click on that, and a drop down window comes on your screen. To the right of that drop down window, you'll see a little arrow. If you click that, that will take you back over the last pop-ups we've had. And like I said, I think it's important to read the O News from the pruning one, which was number 2, all the way to number 5, where we are. Why am I advising you to do this? Because it starts building up a bit of a picture. Ash has been very careful with his wordings. He is making sure that we understand each of the parts of that pop up that he is writing. Rather than writing a long O News, he's breaking it down into segments. This is all done by design, by the way, guys, so that he knows that we are understanding what he is saying. But if you start reading them one after the other, it will certainly start building up a picture of what has been going on behind the scenes. And obviously, it is culminated in O News 5, where, in my opinion, and it is my opinion, not that anybody has told me differently, that the whole topic of O News 5, as far as I am concerned, is that we really are now in a position where we are going from the shadows, I suppose, of our business moving forward into the light. And what do we mean by the light? And that is the next phase of where we're going to. Obviously, there's no time limits to this. There's nothing being portrayed of how and when it's going to be, what it's going to be, all etc. But I'm certainly getting the feel from these succession of pop-ups, and if you read them like I have asked you to do, it really starts making an awful lot more sense and building up this bigger picture of what we really haven't understood that has been happening behind the scenes. He started by saying from the shadows to the sunrise. Obviously, that is the nod from we are now coming out of the darkness and moving towards the light. And he again gave a very good overview, didn't he, of what's been happening behind the scenes. Obviously, we've heard a lot of it from the sabotage, the calculated attempts of derailment and of the things that we built, and people literally stealing money, trying to hide their tracks, taking assets, all sorts of things that have happened behind the scenes that we don't know anything about. And it goes actually a lot further and a lot deeper than that, doesn't it? Because it's not just about the asset stripping, it's not about taking money, also what we've built. And what have we built? We've built an awful lot of digital products and services, some we hadn't even seen, that were coming through. Even the ones we had seen, they literally tried to steal the code that we or they built for those products. Now, that's all pretty serious stuff, isn't it? When that's happening behind the scenes, and CEO, bless him, really has tried his hardest to a keep it all under wraps, but also to keep that ship steady and move it forward. So it really has given a whole new perspective and light on what was going on behind the scenes. But one thing that's come out of what he's been writing is that there has been betrayal, a lot of shocking things have happened. And he said that if you tried to actually explain this to anybody, it would feel like a Hollywood movie that people don't even understand, that they would say, nah, I'm not having that. That can't be true, and all the rest of it. But it did. It has happened. You know, if you were to put that script in front of a film producer and say, I've got this best script for you, here it is, they're going to laugh at you, because they're going to say, how can any of this be true? Well, we know that it is, because we have been part of the journey. This is why we emphasize so much the importance of what the journey is all about. We've lived it, we've breathed it alongside Ashmu Farah. And so we understand a lot more than anybody else would. And we would be able to concur that, yep, that's true. And do you know something? I firmly believe that moving forward, this is going to be one of our biggest assets, is our own individual stories of our journey, that we will be telling an awful lot of people of how we have got to where we are within the business, and the journeys that we have all taken to stay the course to be there. But as Peter Rogers has said there in the chat, what a film it would be if it ever came to fruition. So he said that, yes, it's very shocking, and the betrayal is absolutely outrageous for the people we once trusted within the business. But there's more to it as well. Even though we've had all these twists, these turns, these setbacks, one thing has always remained very, very clear to our CEO, and that is to the commitment to the mission and to the shared dream of all of us and himself. That never wavered. This is where I go back to when I did the recap of Onews and about you are important. Never underestimate that if you are a true follower of this business, how important your presence within it is, not only to the business, but definitely 100% certainly to our CEO, Ashmu Farah. You guys really are the inspiration that he needs to keep driving forward. It's very easy to lose faith and sight, isn't it, through adversity. But if you have people behind you that you know that, A, you're going to let down if you don't continue, but more importantly, that you know that they are behind you, encouraging you to drive forward on a regular basis. This certainly helps you to keep on going. And this is exactly what has happened over the period of year, 18 months, and even maybe even 2 years. We also need to understand as well that where we are now is that we are standing in a position where we have walked for a long time in the dark, and we are now standing in a position where we can actually see light ahead of us. This is something that he hasn't spoken about at all, has he? He hasn't actually said that we can see light now at the end of the tunnel. We can see where we are going to be. This to me all starts pointing towards what I've been saying for quite a long time now, that through the succession of the O newses that we've been getting and the updates, etc., that we are getting closer and closer and closer to that stage where we will be moving into the next phase of this business. Otherwise, as I always try and tell you, let's put stuff in a very um, logical way. Why would he be saying we are now stood at the tunnel looking forward and we can see light at the end if we're not going to be that close? You wouldn't mention it, would you? You just continue as you are. So for me, that's a big, big sign that we are getting closer and closer. He also said the skies are clearing, the road is opening. What's that part mean for me? The road is opening. It means that all those blocks, all those that debris that was in the way, stopping us moving forward and all the rest of it, that now has been cleared. And we really are starting to build now momentum moving forward to the next phase. And he also said most of us were most of all, he said, we are grateful to you guys staying with us, but more importantly, to believe in us and continue to believe in us, that this is the business that is going to make a difference in your lives. He said, your encouragements helped us to dig deeper than we ever thought possible. And together we are getting back on track, moving forward and fulfilling that big, bold, beautiful shared dream. Now, let's not forget, by the way, that what we are going to see is going to be something extra special. It's not going to be average. We don't do average. Ash Mufareh doesn't do average. We only do amazing. We do shocking. We do mind blowing. We do things that make us literally physically cry with joy. This is exactly what I believe will be coming forward. Why? Because of his endurance. Now, this moves me nicely on to why I want to talk about endurance in business. So, like I said, if you read from the pruning number 2 all the way through 3, 4, and 5 in succession, you will build up this picture of what's been going on behind the scenes, all the sabotage, all the rest of it. And this is where, in my opinion, endurance comes in so well to what I am talking about now. Let's get the screen up. Okay, we'll share that now and we'll go through what endurance in business actually means and why this appertains so nicely to what I've been talking about. So, endurance in business refers to the capacity to maintain effort, resilience, and focus over an extended period, particularly when facing challenges and setbacks. Let's just think about that little bit first. It's been a long journey, hasn't it? You know, we've been at this a long time. So you ask yourself, well, yeah, we've been at it, Red, for an awful long time, and we still haven't got to where we want to be. That's because of those setbacks. That's because of those roadblocks. That's because of the sabotage. That's because of all manner of other things that have been going on behind the scenes that is not related 100 at all to actually our business. We had a massive insight to how successful this business can be when we launched 2 years ago in September, right? It absolutely went crazy, didn't it? Things were happening big time. And then things started happening behind the scenes that derailed it all, that stopped that momentum. This is where this endurance comes in. This is where we find out the character of people, find out what we really are all about. If we've got the minerals to keep on going, we've got that determination, that endurance. And having that endurance is a crucial trait for leaders and organizations to achieve long term success and to navigate the complexities of the business world. So, what are the key aspects of business? Okay. What do you need to be able to do that? The endurance part of it, sustained effort. Okay. Endurance involves the ability to consistently apply effort and work towards goals, even when facing obstacles or experiencing periods of low motivation. Everything that I've been talking to you about business and all the rest of it, including endurance, when you start reading it, and this is half the reason I actually put it up on the screen, is that this ain't me writing it. This is not Redfern who's thought, oh, I'll just write all this up. This is me researching these keywords and all the rest of it. It's uncannily very similar to what we've all been through, but more importantly, how much of it appertains to our CEO Ashmu Farah and to our business. It's almost like they know what what we've been going through. It's almost like, well, hang on a minute, this is us to a shell, to a, this is us all over. What is happening to us is written down here. Resilience, this refers to the capacity to bounce back from setbacks, learn from those mistakes, and adapt to the challenging circumstances that have been put in front of you. Without resilience, guess what's going to happen? You chuck the towel in and you go, I can't do this any longer. I'm sorry, I've given it my best shot, but with everything that's happened, I can't do this any longer. That's not happened to us. We have a determined and resilient CEO at the helm who is 100% dedicated to seeing this through to the right conclusion. Very important. We are his reason for doing this. It's not about money for him. It's not about the success of the business. We know what drives him. Our success through the business and for him to be remembered within the human race capacity for doing good with what he has got. That's what he wants to be remembered for. And all of those puts that together help with the endurance and resilience that he has shown through these adverse times. Focus and commitment, maintaining focus on long-term objectives and staying committed to that vision, even when faced with short-term difficulties or distractions, is essential for endurance. Man, has he had some distractions? Man, has he had some things that he has had to show to us that he has that endurance. Andrew Colhern, thank you so much, my friend, for your super sticker. Very, very kind. Not necessary that you have to do it at all, but greatly received nonetheless. Thank you, my friend. It really is amazing to see the focus this man has. He is laser targeted on his goal. Giving up is not an option to him. Do it or die. Heard that one before, haven't we? That is his commitment to us that he is not going to turn his back on us. And when you have a CEO of that caliber who is telling us what he is going to do, you know you're in a good place. Why? He ain't going to give up on us. He's not going to throw the towel in. Whatever comes his way, he knows that he is going to prevail and succeed. Also, adaptability. The business landscape is constantly evolving, so the ability to adapt to new challenges, technologies, and market conditions is vital for the survival and growth. We talked about this, didn't we, the other day, whichever session it was on. Since we paused almost a year ago now, a lot's changed as far as business and technology is concerned. I've been talking about marketing, haven't I, an awful lot. I've been talking and showing you guys different marketing strategies that businesses use. And in my opinion, AI marketing, and we've talked about that. I've shown you different platforms, etc., you can use, is certainly, in my opinion, going to be the way forward. But the whole business model thing has definitely changed over that just 1 year period. So that means that we really do have to adapt to the new business environment. We should never be scared of going in different directions. We should never worry about having to change, having to adapt if it means the success, the long term success of your business or our business in this case. This is exactly, in my opinion, what I believe our CEO is doing right now. He's adapted to that new landscape. He has certainly evolved for what has happened, that's for sure. And having that ability to change to the market conditions really does help the survival and growth of the company. Process orientated approach. Endurance is not just about reaching the final goal, but it's also about appreciating and maintaining the process of achieving that, breaking down large tasks into manageable steps. This is actually a really good topic to talk about. I'm just going to write a note actually, because it is something that we should talk about and how businesses achieve it. Okay, there you go. We'll talk about that at length. But basically, what it is if you look at a problem or you look at tasks in business, sometimes they're so big, so daunting that you think, I can't do that. There's no way I can achieve that because it's massive. It's just overwhelming, and it really freaks an awful lot of people out. What you do is you break that whole great big thing down into segments that are and compartmentalize it so that you can work on one little bit at a time. Get that done. Then you can move on to the next bit and the next bit and the next bit. And before you know it, guess what? You've managed that whole daunting task that is in front of you because you've broken it all the way down. It's a great topic to talk about, and we will certainly do. We'll talk about that at length moving forward. And the last part then of endurance in business is continuous improvement. Enduring businesses are committed to ongoing learning, seeking feedback, and making necessary adjustments to stay competitive. I know personally that our CEO always wants feedback. We've had many, many webinars, haven't we, where he's actively invited feedback from people, either on the panel or in the chat area, etc. It is a vital component to all businesses to have that feedback for your business, to know where you are as far as what the public are looking for, as far as what people expect from your business, etc. Many companies now use Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, or they'll use Instagram or even Facebook or other social media mediums to gauge the public reaction of things they are thinking of doing. You only have to look around at the major companies now. Look at Tesla. Look at Donald Trump, for instance. Look at Elon Musk. Look at all of them. They'll put out things on social media to gauge the public of whether they're in the right area or what people think of what their ideas are all about prior to doing anything about it. It is a great way of being able to gauge things as far as your business is concerned. Why? Because it means you're looking at your business and you are continually learning, seeking feedback, and making necessary adjustments to stay competitive within your market. If you do not do that, then you're going to be dead and buried in a very short period of time. Again, we can name a few. Netflix, Blockbuster, for instance. What happened to them? Nokia and iPhone. Look what happened to them. All that was because they weren't prepared to take on board the feedback that people were giving them about how technology was moving, about what public were on, and they ended up losing their businesses because of it. This is why having that feedback is so, so important. And nowadays, very, very easy to get. Anyway, guys, let me just end the sharing. There you go. I sincerely hope that has been of help for you today. I hope that my explanation of Onews 5 certainly, if nothing else, helps build up a picture of what's been going on. Like I said, I recommend that you use that arrow, start at number 3, read 4, and then read 5, one after the other, and it will certainly in your head build up a bigger picture of what's been going on behind the scenes. Keep your eyes open, guys. Wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see another O News at some point. They have been just popping up there. Like I said, log in on a daily basis. Obviously, keep your ear to the social media ground. It gets shared out straight away when it's on there. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be engaged in your business through the OES and all the rest of it. It really is important now that we stay up to date with what is coming out through the O News medium, because this is where we are going to find out how and when we are going to be progressing forwards. And it is going to be up to all of us to make sure that we move along as our CEO desires us to. Jane's just said, thank you so much for the messages she's getting. We'll see you all. I'll see you all tomorrow anyway. Hopefully, Jane will be back with us next Monday for Monday Fun Day. Until she said she will. Until then, guys, you have a great day wherever you are and stay tuned. Okay. In my opinion, things are starting to happen. Let's wait for those pop ups. But it's certainly looking more and more like the light certainly is at the end of the tunnel and we are moving forward towards it. That's it from me. Bye for now.